everybody. I just wanted to come on and give a little precursor to what you're about to hear, which is an episode all about me switching from one job to another. That's kind of the big thing that's been going on. I haven't been able to talk to you about yet because I didn't want to, upset the apple cart at my former position. But yeah, it's been really great. I do want to say, though, before you listen to this, I did have issues with a few people there. And it was rather shocking because, I'm at this point in my career, I have worked long and hard enough and risen to a point where, and really nobody deserves this, but where I felt like I shouldn't be talked to this way and I shouldn't be treated this way. It was pretty ugly. I actually ended up having to report it to HR as harassment because it was. But, not everyone there is bad. There's a lot of good people there that I worked with that are still working there, who do great work, do a real good job, and I wish them nothing but the best in the future. It's just that it was time for me to find something else. The other aspect is everybody's going to be returning to the office soon. You can feel it. There's zero doubts. They're doing construction inside and setting up desks that are so close to each other you'll be able to smell each other's breath. And that won't be a problem for me because I had the studio and everything, but at the same time, just not the way I want to go at this point in my career. I think when it's unnecessary to have to work together in the same geographical location, it's kind of silly. If companies were smart enough, they'd realize that you can save a fortune in commercial real estate and utilities if you allow your people to work from home with just a small bump as far as helping them ensure that they have a good laptop and a good internet connection and stuff like that. So that's just not something I wanted to do. I didn't even really want to do hybrid, but I would have. I was more interested in remote. So my new position is fantastic. It enables me to have a lot of freedom. Can pretty much work any time of the day, Monday through Friday. Just got to get in my 40 or so and make sure that I'm getting things done. Not a problem. Did finally receive my computer before Christmas, actually on Christmas Eve, and it wasn't a MacBook Pro. I was like, what on earth? But I guess what's going on is, they ordered a new MacBook Pro and it had to be configured and everything as far as specs go. So that has to be built and then sent to IT to have things installed and all that stuff and then sent out to me. So, that takes a little bit of time. So they did send me a Microsoft Surface Studio Pro. It's a nice laptop, really well built, well constructed, snappy, runs really well. Touchscreen, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it's a nice computer. Not my preferred thing, but hey, I'm comfortable in Windows as well. So I look forward to that switch over coming. And I redid my whole office area in the basement so that, I have one desk that has every station at it. So on the very far left, I have my old cheese grater Mac Pro with my Mac Cinema HD monitor that I got on Facebook Marketplace for $150, which is insane. It's a beautiful monitor. In the middle, I have an Acer 4K 60 hertz monitor, which is real big too. They're both, I think the Mac is 30 inches. The Acer is 32 inches. It has multiple hookups on it. So I have the Mac Pro hooked up to it. I have our server also hooked up to it, or Trail server for Plex. And then I also have the new system hooked up to it as an external monitor because, DisplayPort, HDMI, and DVI, you got multiple connections on the back of that thing. Might as well take advantage of it. But yeah, it's a pretty good setup. And then on the very far right of this L-shaped desk, I have the news station for the new system. And so just been working a little bit today, filling out a lot of paperwork, downloading apps, installing them, getting connected to all the different services and stuff I'll be using. And yeah, it's great. Very flexible schedule. I mean, I'm super excited about that with all the volleyball and swimming we got going on. So I might be able to cheat away and go see at least one heat here and there, and maybe go see one game here and there to check out Otter and her new adventures. But yeah, pretty great. I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday season. I'm looking forward to New Year's this coming weekend, but it was a whirlwind weekend last weekend, and we got through it all though, and I think everybody left with something really happy. I'll have to show you guys the cool electronic screwdriver that my wife got for me. It's amazing, man. You'll just have to see. I'm looking forward to, actually now, I wasn't looking forward to it, but now I'm looking forward to replacing my daughter's iPhone screen again, because it should be a lot easier with this device. But yeah, that by far is the most amazing thing I got. And the external 2 terabyte SSD, the NVMe M.2 SSD, is nice. I haven't really had a chance to use it yet, but I will. It's going to happen. It's not if, it's just when. I did find out it kind of needs power in order to work properly when it comes to both my Samsung tablet and obviously my Samsung Galaxy Fold 4. So there's just not enough power coming out of those devices in order to power that thing. But yeah, and the interesting thing too is it's got a cooling fan on top of it. I've not seen it get hot enough for that fan to run yet. I know someone who did a review on it said the fan didn't work right because the metal was kind of keeping it from moving, but I've reached in there, it moves fine, so I don't think that's it. I think it's just hadn't gotten hot enough yet, so we'll see. But yeah, that's about it, guys. So listen to the rest of this episode. There's multiple parts here coming up, different stages of me getting ready for, getting the job offer, getting ready to put in my notice, dropping off my system and all that stuff at the office and everything. And then obviously today's just I just wanted to come on and apologize. I don't want to insult anybody. I don't want to insult most people. Let's leave it at that. But yeah, pretty awesome. I'm really looking forward to this new job, this new point in my career. I think it's going to be fantastic. Talk to you guys again real soon. Listen up to this whole thing, and I'll catch you at the very end of it. Later. Hey, everybody, it's Kyle. This is going to be a special report. I'm going to do several sections of it over the next week and a half or so. And, I'm going to release it after this big change happens in my life. So, anyway, what is the big change? What is the thing I've been talking about for quite a while now? Well, I have found a new job. I've been looking for a while, I've had offers over the past few years and turned them down, but in light of things that have transpired lately where I work, I kind of started looking about 8-9 months ago maybe, and I mean it went okay. I didn't really get too many hard hits until about 3 or 4 months ago when my supervisor left. She is the person who hired me originally about 7.5 years ago when our department was nothing. I mean, we had her and I, and then we had an admin working with us. But I was the only developer. We had about 500 items in our learning management system. And now we have 6,000. And here we are 7.5 years later. Well, she left about 3-4 months ago, maybe a little bit longer. And that was a pretty big blow. However, I still had a good buddy of mine that was kind of her right-hand man type of person and worked directly with SMEs and worked with me to to make sure things got done and done properly. And we would have big projects and work on them together. We always had good success. We got along, even though two different types of people completely. But we always got along and got projects done, and usually quick in faster time than we originally assumed, and always super high quality products. So She left about 2 months ago, maybe 3. And, oh, yeah. Let's just say it hasn't gone so well since. And I've had somebody that's rather combative towards me and rude, and I called them on it. They attempted to embarrass me publicly, even though the person they were trying to do that with already knew everything that they were trying to accuse me of. And it's really nothing to be accused of anyway. And I slapped it right back in their face. And now this person is kind of keeping stuff from me as far as projects go, and putting too much on this other person who really has no audiovisual background other than, graphic design, which is great, and that type of work. Very little editing, mostly just screen sharing type stuff. Anyway, it's time to get the fuck out, right? So, in the past about 9 months, I've sent out about 178 resumes, applications. There's a lot out there, and I've had good success. I've had people contact me back and everything. I've gone through plenty of interviews. I actually got all the way to the very end, one of the last 2 people, 4 times, with pretty high-end companies and organizations, and just wasn't picked. So I was a little paranoid when this new one cropped up. And the funny thing is, when that one cropped up, there were 3 others that cropped up at the same time. So yeah, when it rains, it pours, right? And those other 3 all look like viable prospects as well. But this organization snatched me up, and I'm very excited about it. It's awesome. I can tell you what it is. It's AKC, or American Kennel Club, and it's cool. I'm going to be doing a lot of great stuff with them. We're going to do such amazing things there, working towards, training members of AKC, as well as, internal employees, stuff like that. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. I'm very excited. I love dogs. I know you guys know that. I've talked a lot about our pugs and our Cavadoodle, or Cavapoo, Charlie. And yeah, we have 3 dogs at home, and we love dogs in this house. My daughter, not as much as the rest of us, but she still can't decline a puppy hold. She loves puppies. Anyway, she's more of a cat person, which is fine. I like cats too. My little pug, Dolly, does not like cats. And she makes that very well known to everybody, including cats. But yeah, it's one of those things that has happened that is amazing. And I'm very excited about it. At the same time, I'm sad because, I really put my heart into things that I created for the company I'm still with here for about a week and a half. And I take a lot of pride in the work that I do. And to basically be shit on sucks. Especially when you've worked that hard and the person who's shitting on you hasn't been there very long. Not long enough. Certainly no one should be talked to like that at any time, but certainly not by someone who has less tenure. I don't really care what their position was elsewhere. Long story short, what I would say is one of the most valuable lessons I've ever learned in my life is from my wife, who told me that, you never know what that person walking down the hall that passes you, or that person in the aisle at the store that passes you, you never know what they're going through. So you should always treat everybody nice, treat everybody kindly. And, I've heard her dealing with employees that she has in India, employees here in the United States. And if you listen to her and how she handles things, she's pro level. And I don't know if this jackass will hear this, but you are not pro level, sir. You're a fool. Go back and learn. And I'm disgusted by your behavior. You're a disgrace. That's all the more I can say about it. Not only am I leaving now, but the person right before me that left also left. You put the nail in the coffin on that, bud. So enjoy, reap what you have sown, my friend. I wish you nothing but the worst. Yeah, I know, guys. I'm pretty down on this person, aren't I? So what am I doing right now? I am driving because I am heading to the office, to the studio, and I've got some equipment that I've had on hand just because I've been out. I've had to do shoots here and there. And, you know, even if you're shooting in the location where the camera and all that stuff's kept, you got to make sure batteries are charged, everything's juiced, ready to go, memory cards are open, blah, blah, blah. So I've had this thing kind of just sitting in a corner, not doing much for a long time. COVID definitely put the kibosh on a lot of projects and a lot of things. But at the same time, I feel like over the past 3 years, I've gotten more done than in the 4.5 years before that. So there's really no excuse. But yeah, I think the inventiveness and the daring behavior to create things and develop new ideas and things for this organization is gone. And another real bummer with it is this. Good luck finding somebody like me. What do I mean by that? I don't mean, hey, I'm going to break my arm, pat myself on the back because I'm so awesome. It's not what I mean. I do think I'm pretty awesome, but that's not what I mean. What I mean is that creatives like myself, I include myself in that group, typically when they do things that I do, only do one or maybe two things. They don't do everything like I've done. They don't, help create awards videos during COVID because you can't have awards dinners and meetings and stuff. They don't create automated phone system recordings so that everyone nationwide has that when they call in. They don't create lots of things that I've created. I've worked with plenty of creatives in my life, and I know the way it typically works is, and it comes off really snooty too, someone will come to them and say, hey, we need to do this audio for these, auto attendant deals on our phone system. Do you know how to do that? And those people, normally creatives would go, I don't do that. Or that's not something I do. And just kind of brush it off on somebody else. Whereas with me, when I was approached about it, I said, yeah, we can do that. And I had no idea how to do what it is and use the compression codecs and everything that were required to do this. But guess what? There's this crazy thing called Google. And I figured it out really quick. It's simple and no additional costs for software or anything, just time. And as a result, we created hundreds of those, a team that I was part of. And it's an incredible feat. No matter what anyone says, anyone calls any location of this organization, they're going to hear something that I've touched, I know that sounds kind of silly, but it's true. And there's other instances of that too, where I've created things that are not really within the realm of what I was hired for. But I did it because we needed it. And that's what you do when you're a devoted employee. I can tell you that I am no longer a devoted employee of this organization. I will do my best for my remaining week and a half, and I have a pretty big project that I'm proud to be working on that'll be very front-facing to the public as well. But I will produce quality, and I will produce something that can last for quite a while, until vast changes are made. Because that's who I am, and that's what you guys had, people where I worked. Now, there are people that work there that know this, and they're pretty bummed out and upset that this is transpiring now. But they also understand why I'm going, and they also are happy for me and my changes. So it's an interesting dynamic. It's pretty weird, and man, I'll tell you, I'm in this traffic right now through the Grand Muta Triangle, and I got to tell you, this is not something I've missed. It hasn't been long enough, guys. This sucks. If I never have to do this again, it'll be too soon, and I do have to do it at the end of next week when I come and turn in my computer and all the external drives and stuff. But yeah, pretty crazy. But that's what's going on. That's what the big deal is, guys. The reason I've talked about it for so long and told you I can't tell you yet, I'm holding on, something big's going to happen and all that stuff is because I've been so close 4 times before this. And so I'll be honest, I was pretty paranoid for this one. I even was so paranoid that I had read an article somewhere about how people were getting rejected for positions due to their background checks having false information within them. And I was like, oh crap, is it because of my age, or is it because I have fake information and that's bad in my background check, or what is it that's going on? Why am I not getting picked out of these last few people? So I ran a background check on myself and paid for that and everything online. I guess if people would not hire me because in 1997 I was late registering my vehicle, then maybe that might be a reason that a background check would affect me getting a position. But that's really all that was there. Pretty boring background check. But that's okay. It's probably good for it to be boring. But yeah, that's definitely not it. So anyway, off to greener pastures. I will tell you guys more about this as it comes, and I will record another portion of this episode when I go to drop things off, and maybe even another piece, when I start my new position that week, just to talk about it, stuff like that. But again, very exciting time. It's always a little unnerving to change jobs, but I'm good at what I do, and I'm proud of what I do. So I think AKC picked a good person, and I'll be very devoted to them. I actually kind of already was. I'm not a member, but I'm familiar with the organization, and I've been involved with some stuff with it before, not creatively, just in general. So I think it's a great situation. I'm very happy. I'm very excited. My family's very happy and excited, and I think it's going to be a win overall for them and for me. So that's all I got right now. I'm going to go drop this stuff off. I got to move some things around because I guess they're going to use part of the studio for temporary storage. Whatever. But I will be back with you guys soon with another part of this episode. I appreciate you guys listening. I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to Kyle real quick. Hey, Kyle. Okay, just a little drop in here, a little update on the job switchover. It's been pretty interesting scenario, and not entirely pleasant, but not entirely unpleasant either. It's just really weird for a place that I, really devoted myself to and was so involved with. Yeah, I know. And that's probably my own deal anyway, because they're just a company. It's just about money. That's how the world is, man. So it's been kind of an interesting situation. But here I am. I got 3 days really left, and getting all geared up. They've ordered my MacBook Pro at the new job, and that'll be to me here pretty soon. And I'll be ready to go, ready to get started, jump in, with both feet and get to moving, get to shaking on some of this stuff. It's going to be really cool. I'm very excited to bring some skills and some ideas and stuff to a new organization. I hope I can really impress them and give them some unique ideas and confidence to try some things that they've never tried before, because that's basically what I'm about when it comes to creating media, whether it be for learning or whatever, is to think outside of the box. I know I hate corporate speak, but it's true, to think outside of the box and come up with new ways to do things. Like I avoid corporate sounding music beds every single time. Now, sometimes people want them and they'll ask for them, then I'll do it. But if I'm picking the music, I'm going through different musics to put under a video piece, I will purposely stay the hell away from those corporate uplifting music beds. Again, sometimes you gotta, but I try to avoid it just because it's corny, man, and it's been done 5 zillion times. People want something new, so that's what I try to provide. But yeah, it's been a weird road, a weird trip. I've been sick too. I got this cold. It's bizarre, man. I've never had a cold like this. It's to the point where I've had body aches, and I haven't vomited. I did feel nauseous. Didn't have diarrhea or anything. I know that's not something you really want to share, but this cold is like a flu. It's really strange. No fever. I even went to the doctor's office to talk to him about it. There's nothing they can do because I tested negative for flu and COVID. So I just have to let it run its course. But man, it's running quite the course. I can tell you that. I'm really tired of it, and I'm almost finished. I know my voice probably doesn't sound too bad right now, but it has, man. It's been a nightmare, and I'm really hoping this thing is just about over with, because I am definitely done with it. There is no two ways about it. All right, guys, I'll get back to you here shortly and talk to you a little bit more about this switch over in jobs. I appreciate you guys listening. I'll be back shortly. Hey, everybody. It is Kyle. This is the final installment of the job change episode. It's been a crazy week. Crazy week. It's been my final week, and I am in the car right now, actually, headed to my soon-to-be former employer to drop off my MacBook Pro and external drives and RAIDs, and that'll be it. I went ahead and took today as PTO because I was going to go ahead and work today, but we have had a crazy snowstorm, and it is -3 degrees outside. And my new system is coming via FedEx, and I really need to be home when it gets there because I'm going to need to sign for it. And on top of that, I need to get that sucker inside. It can't be sitting outside very long. It's an expensive device, and I don't want it to get jacked up being outside in this below freezing weather. So I decided at the last moment, hey man, I'm just going to pull PTO today and get this over there, drop it off, and get back in time, so that I can sign off on that when it comes in. So that's what I am doing right now. Heading to go drop this off. It's been bittersweet situation. I actually had finished my final piece and uploaded it yesterday. And if you ever need to see it, it's on the main website for the company in the background, or it will be. I'll see if I got a link. But yeah, it turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. It's mimicking another organization had created a video for us, and they needed some changes. Well, we couldn't get access to the edit files that they had that they created this in, and so basically I had to recreate everything, including this complex titling deal that they used. So a lot of keyframing and masking and stuff like that to get it to work, but it looks pretty damn good. It looks a lot like what they had. So I'm happy with it. And yeah, I mean, I guess since if you're gonna leave, I guess that's kind of one of the pieces you want to leave with. I'm pretty proud of it. I think it turned out really well. But I'm proud of everything that I've done here. I mean, there's really nothing here that I'm like, oh, hang my head because it's not good work. I tried my hardest on everything I did, and I always do. And, this new step in my career with AKC is going to be awesome, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to bring my attitude, my skill set and creativity to another organization. And I think it's going to benefit them and it's going to benefit me. I'm going to continue learning and creating new, interesting media to assist with helping educate people. And at the same time, I'll be, gaining more education as I go through it. So, pretty exciting moment. Again, a little bittersweet. I do have some friends that are still working here, and it's real no hard feelings. I mean, I talked about it a little bit what happened, and it is upsetting how everything went down, and it's a little upsetting also that there wasn't even a hey, well, I mean, what if we offer you this or something like that. I was kind of surprised at that, but then again, considering who would have had to do that, I'm not surprised at all. So some people can't get over their beef to make the right decision. Not that I would have accepted, but it would have been the right thing to do for someone who's been there as long as I have. But that's their loss, I can't do anything about that. And it's another organization's gain. And it's funny because I was talking to, I won't say any names, but I was talking to my former supervisor who left months ago yesterday about this and about how it was exciting and all that last evening, I guess. And she said, this new place you're going to work, they don't even understand that they've hit the jackpot. And that made me really happy and made me really proud. But also, there's a part of me that knows that that's true. That's true, they did, because I'm a very faithful employee, and I will do what it takes to make things happen. And I will come up with new, original ideas and alternate ways of doing things. And I'm very creative that way. So they did hit the jackpot. I mean, I did too, because it's a great position with a lot of opportunity, and I'm very excited to go work with these folks. It's going to be great. I can't wait. And at the same time, yeah, man, they scored a good one. They really did. I know they told me they'd had trouble filling the position. They couldn't just find the right person, and then as soon as I met with them, they were positive that I was the right person, and that I was too. I felt the same way. I was like, oh, this is a perfect fit. So it's great, man. More everything, and I'm happy to be involved in it. So, but yeah, I mean, that's about it. I've torn apart my whole basement studio area, my office, and torn apart. I had 2 old desks down there, and didn't tear them apart. I took them apart piece by piece, screw by screw, and they're old and beat up. And I purchased a new desk. I found a good deal. It's not the best desk, but hey, it'll work for what I need. And I found that on, sorry for that cough. I've had a really bad cold too, by the way, guys. But I found that desk on, I think I already told you guys this, Amazon, or not Amazon, Facebook Marketplace, and it's a pretty good deal, brand new in the box. I mean, it's outrageously cheap. Yeah, sure, it's not super amazingly high quality desk, but it'll do the job, and it'll hold all my gear for my personal stuff and for my new work area. So, because there's a lot of monitors. I realized this yesterday when I was pulling everything apart, and I was like, or last night, I was pulling everything apart, and I was like, damn, I've got a lot of big monitors. There's a 32-inch, 32-inch 4K monitor I have, which has been the main one I've used with my cheese grater Mac Pro. And then I bought a 30-inch Apple Studio monitor that's like, I think it's 13 or 18 years old. It's old, but dude, it's amazing looking. It's 18. It is 18. And dude, it's beautiful. I'll tell you what, the image on that thing is far superior to the 4K monitor that is only maybe a couple years old. So that's interesting. Apple's always been ahead of the game. There's no two ways about it. So I got those two, and then I have another computer that's our server for media for Plex, and I have a 27-inch monitor for that, an HD monitor. So yeah, the Apple one's a little bit over HD. It's more like 2K, really. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of big monitors on that desk. That desk has no idea what it's in for. But yeah, pretty cool, man. I'm excited. And again, it is a bummer that I felt the need to leave and all that, because I would have rather stayed and eventually retired from here. But hey, man, there's no way around it. There's nothing I could do, and I had to get out. Things were just going bad, dude. There's a wreck right here. I feel bad. This person looks like they hit the wall, their bumper's off. I'd stop and help them, but I gotta get to the office. That sucks. Ugh. Man, you gotta watch overpasses and you gotta watch bridges when it's cold like this. You got to, guys, because it gets really ugly really quick. Yeah, one little misstep and it's Crashville. Anyway, that's what's going on. I appreciate you guys listening. This will be the final episode before the holidays. And I'm going to go ahead and skip an episode in between Christmas and New Year's probably. This one's a little late, but so much has been going on, man. I'm sure you guys understand. And I guess what I would say to you all is, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And you know what? As a special gift for you guys, you can go ahead and stay on my lawn for a couple minutes. How's that sound? Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holiday season. Kyle out.